You look good.
You look good too, Roy. I never have to do any work when you come. This is what I love about you. Now, this is something that I'm doing different, Roy, because I want to know how you feel. This season, I started doing stand-up at the top of every show. Yeah,
tight work.
Thank you so much. I just wanted to know, like, do you have any advice? What do you think about me doing stand-up?
I think it's great. I think it's great. It's one of the tools you have that you should use. I think Ellen DeGeneres, probably the last one that did like kind of a proper little monologue or whatever. Now, with everything you was just talking about, I didn't agree with some of the premise of that.
Okay.
What's wrong with a man being $100,000 in debt? That is not a red flag. That is a challenge. That is God telling you to fix this man. I just, we'll talk about the premises later.
We'll talk about the premises a little bit later. Because I got 5 lawyers that would disagree with you, but you know.
I don't know. I just know I don't involve God on the first date. I don't need God to about that 4th or 5th date. That's when like, all right, Lord.
You like him to come through this?
Yeah, sometimes like on that first pregnancy scare, that's when I call on God. Like, hey. That's why when the girl come up pregnant, it's a cross, so you know to pray, right?
That's the crossroad.
The pregnancy test, it's a cross.
Roy Wood, I don't even know what to do with you. You're
it's
so
morning time. I don't even know if I should be talking like
well,
this.
Well, it's all right. We got it on there, and it's funny as all get up. I love you. I love you.
Good to see you.
You know, this is what I love about, because you are so great. I love watching Have I Got News for You. You're such a great host on the show. And I know, for me, you've helped me a lot with, like, any kind of gig that I've had to do where it's political. I can't do political without your help.
That's not true.
No, but it is, and I know that a lot of comics come to you. Like, do you realize how much you mean to other comics, Roy?
I'm grateful to help. I am here because of comedians that helped me. So I try to pass it forward. You have an ability, though, where you can get non-political stuff out of people who are political. You had Michelle Obama on this show reminiscing about being broke. Do you understand? Michelle Obama was sitting in this chair. Girl, I used to split a White Castle with my mama. We was in Chicago. We was in Sears buying washing machines for 40 cents. Like, to have that type of charisma, because, like, for me, nobody expects that of me because of CNN, because of the Daily Show pedigree.
Right.
I had the honor of moderating Kamala Harris's book chat in Durham, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was a good time. And so we didn't get to talk about White Castle. Every question needed to be about policy and how to better the country, which is great, but you have so many weapons in your tool belt, so the more you use them, keep using them.
Thank you so much, Roy. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
I do. And I want to say, not only do I appreciate you, I want to thank you for this book, because this book is pretty phenomenal. The Man of Many Fathers. Congratulations. And we don't have enough men talking about fathers and putting what they went through publicly out there, and you did. I loved learning about the men who taught you how to be a father, because your dad passed when you were young.
Yeah.
Like, how old were you when your dad passed?
I was 16 when he died. My son was born, and you start reflecting on the lessons that you never got from him, but then in that delivery room, literally holding my son, you have the realization that God put so many other people on my path that planted seeds in me, and if we all sat as people and really thought about our path, there's so many seeds inside of you that you can harvest, so many seeds of knowledge that you can then plant into your children so they can be better. I want my son to be better than me or my pops.
Absolutely.
And so the book is a testament not only to my dad, but all of those other people that were along the way. Some good, some bad, but you still learn lessons from these people.
You still can learn lessons. I want to ask you, because I remember one of the most memorable pieces of advice that my father gave me. He said, you only need in your life me, your pastor, and God. Okay, I thought there was a little, do you think our parents realize how much they can mess us up with some of the advice they give?
No, but all they knew was what they knew at the time. It's like, just go to college. Them video games ain't gonna lead to nothing.
Exactly.
And you see how much money people making off them video games.
Thank you. Remember when they used to say, go work, get a job at the post office?
Yeah, my grandmama told me one time that Nintendo is messing up my picture tube. Remember picture tube, the TV with the big booty. You remember big booty TV? And now that same Nintendo could lead into tech, and now we want our kids in STEM.
Right,
So, you know,
right.
I'm just grateful. You know, you have people along your path, and one of the things that I was most fortunate was that I worked a lot of jobs where I was the youngest person on the job. So it's a lot of 30 and 40-year-olds that kind of look out for you, kind of give you advice. Some schooling and some you learn, let's be real. Some people you learn what to do by watching people do the wrong thing. You be like,
yes,
all right,
that's absolutely it.
don't do cocaine on the clock. And that's how I learned I didn't need a dare officer. I had a dude named Mike who sometimes would do drugs on the clock.
Was that his name, Mike?
We called him Cocaine Mike. But he's a good brother. He taught me a lot.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Now oh my gosh. You know, you asked your son Henry a question that I could never imagine my father asking me. Can you tell me the question that you asked your son?
Well, the question is rooted in the question that my father asked me that I was too late in knowing how to answer, which was, what's something that, the last conversation I had with my pops, he asked me, he said, I did all right, didn't I? And I just thought he was talking about some food he ate or whatever, but what he was really more deeply asking me was, what is your assessment of me as a father?
Oh.
And I missed the window and I didn't answer, because I didn't know. And so, you know, my son, we're never gonna have that moment. He's never gonna have that moment. I think one of the most valuable things you can ask your children is just, hey, what's something you wish I did more of and something you wish I did less of? And you're gonna get honest answers.
Yeah.
And give them the freedom to speak them, even if they're not gonna get their way every time. I think giving our children the autonomy to assess us as parents, because you don't completely know what you're doing as a parent. A lot of what you do is just you either doing the same as what you were raised or the exact opposite of what you were raised. And the truth is somewhere in between those two. So check in with your children, because you'll find out a lot more about yourself, because they are closest to you.
You know, that is so absolutely true. Because I always thought that when Jeffrey was little, that I should raise him the way my parents did. They popped me upside the head when I was walking away. They just and I realized that doesn't work for my son the way that they used to raise me.
Yeah.
Although I'm scared to ask him, what do you give me an assessment of myself?
But they'll start easy. It'll be something like, what do you wish I did more? Well, I wish we went to the park more. And then once they get a little bit older, why you always yelling and why you only cook bagels? He asked me that one day. He go, why we always have bagels? I said, no. So, I'm sorry, I didn't know that I need to set out a menu. Welcome to Shay Father. Because we co-parenting now. So now I'm in a breakfast contest with his mama, and she be cooking the good stuff.
Yeah.
And then it's my week. He be like, well, we had the bagels.
See, Jeffrey said to me, why can't you be like other mothers? Why you have to wear wigs all the time and travel, go on the airplane? And I said, most of the women that in your school, they wear wigs too. It ain't just me. But they will give you an honest assessment.
Yeah.
Now, this is the one who I want to know who's giving you an honest assessment, because every time you come here, you talk about your mom, Joyce. She'll send you a text of what she thinks about you and your appearances. Has your mother told you anything about your book? Has she said anything?
My mother's the first chapter. She remains my best friend and my biggest inspiration. Even though it's a book about men, I did not move in with my pops until the 4th grade.
Okay.
So I can't disown what happened in the foundations that she and I had. And it's hard for me to talk about.
Look at her.
It's hard for me to talk about our experiences with my dad without being open and honest about how some of those things may have affected her, because she was in the house as well.
That's right.
So you try to handle your story as delicate as possible. And I was very nervous about that. I was very nervous about what my mom would feel about some of those stories. And then the day the book came out, she called me from the bookstore, and she bought all the books that were for sale in Birmingham.
She did.
At the Barnes & Noble in Birmingham. That's her up there. She bought all the books. And I'm like, but Mama, somebody else need to read the book. But just, you know, we went through a period when I first started stand-up at 19. She's a college educator. She's all about education. And once I proved to her that I was gonna get the degree from FAMU and pursue comedy, there's nobody bigger. She found out I was riding the bus And she bought me a car so I wouldn't sleep in the bus station. And to go from like not speaking when I first started this to her being at the door. She was at the Barnes & Noble, 9:59.
Right, when it opened
banging
up.
on that door, open it up. Why my baby book ain't up front? Put my baby next to the Michelle Obamas.
That's it.
Yeah. So, you know, and I talk about our relationship a lot in the book because a lot of the tenements and the moral foundation that I have that men then came and filled in around was a foundation set by my mom.
Yes.
So I'm thankful for her.
Thank you, Mama Joyce. And Roy, thank you for being here. And I can't wait to read this. Is this something I can read with Jeffrey, or he'll want to read it by himself?
Does your son cuss, right?
Yes, he does.
Okay, he can read.
Yes,
It's an honest representation of the people that I met at the time I met them, and some of them people was cussing.
Yes. He don't cuss around me, but I know he cuss.
But it's good
I know
morals.
he does.
It's a lot of great stories, and I think, you know, even when we talk about, it's a book about men, but there was a woman that I met in Chicago on my book tour, and she spoke to me after the show, and she was a single mother, and she chose to leave the marriage that was unhealthy. And her son always asked her, why didn't you stay? I missed out on my dad. And she bought the book for him to help him understand that there's two sides to every story. And for the women who stay in something that may not be stable, for the benefit of the child to have a father, there's collateral damage that comes in that. And so she bought it for her son so that he could better understand her.
This is what I love.
I'm thankful.
Roy,
really
we are
am.
thankful. I want to say The Man of Many Fathers is out now, and watch Have I Got News for You on CNN every Saturday or the next day on HBO Max. Hey family, whether it's Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, or wherever you're watching this video, make sure you follow and subscribe.